Okay, I'm Ken Keller, representing NE42, Office of Fuel Cycle and Supply Chain. Bill McCauley is the director who's away from town right now. We have three major areas in our R&D program: systems analysis, uranium supply or HALEU, and then fuels development. Systems analysis might be of a lot of interest to the university folks. It's where we step away from the micromanaging of fuel composites and alloys and step back and look at systems, usually energy systems. This can be technical or economic, and so this might be a really good entry for universities that maybe don't have the deep nuclear engineering departments and still want to get involved in the energy field. So that's an area of systems analysis. Systems analysis, they have technical people staffed, and then they go out and use whatever resources needed, whatever expertise needed, be it an economist or a nuclear physicist or an engineer. Right now, there's a lot of near-term interest in advanced reactors that need to use enrichment beyond 5% uranium. And so the commercial industry isn't set up for that, right? They're set up for just the low enriched commercial reactors right now. So we have a couple areas we work on there to get this high assay low enriched uranium, which is basically between 5 and 20%, usually going towards the 20%. One way we can get our hands on really high enriched uranium and then down blend it. That's one program we have. Another program we have is from the old EBR2 reactor. There's basically an environmental remediation program to process the spent fuel there, and there's a lot of good uranium, not a lot, but high concentration of good uranium in there. So we're getting uranium there. And because we're kind of caught between the chicken and egg on reactors needing a fuel supply and then a commercial vendor supplying it, right now there isn't the demand or the supply. What should start first? So that's where DOE is stepping in and working on centrifuge technologies for a demonstration to provide a small amount of HALEU to kickstart these enterprises that want to demonstrate advanced reactor technology. Not a lot of opportunity there for universities. This is pretty much the one program to develop some centrifuge technology that's pretty mature now and in the demonstration phase. And then the next area is fuels. Two major categories we handle in NE42 is accident tolerant fuels for the existing light water reactor fleet, and then advanced reactor fuels. The accident tolerant fuels is interesting. It was initiated by a response to the Fukushima accident and the steam exposure of the fuels and the failure of the fuels. So that was the direct work, and there's been a lot of success near term, some neat technological options, and then there's long-term options that are more challenging. And one interesting feature, once you increase the performance of your fuel, say with cladding, then you drive your fuel harder and you get new phenomena. The current phenomena is fuel fragmentation, relocation, and dispersal. It's something where at current burnups, the ceramic uranium oxide fuel wasn't much of a concern, but now that we're going to potentially have this more robust cladding that allows us to keep the fuel in longer, we might actually experience different fuel damage mechanisms. So one solution leads to new problems, which leads to further solutions. That's the excitement of nuclear engineering. And then, of course, in the advanced reactor fuels area, mostly we're focusing on metal fuels. These would generally be for fast spectrum reactors, and these are going to, all of these, the accident tolerant fuel and the advanced reactor fuels will be amplified tomorrow in specific talks there. So that's a basic summary for NE42. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Now we'll move on to our next presentation by Stephen Kung for the Office of Materials and Chemical Technologies. I'm going to unmute Stephen.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
All right, great. Thank you very much, Julie. Okay, hi, good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Stephen Kung. I'm the Ops Director for the Material and Chemical Technology, NE43. I'm going to give you an overview of NE43 program. So I've listed my contact information, my phone number, and the email below. Feel free to contact me if you have further questions later on. Next slide, please. Here is a presentation outline. I will start with our NE organization and NE43 program managers, and then I will inform you our NE43 program stewardship and the R&D approaches, which include material recovery and waste form development, MRWFD, and also our impact material accounting, protection, accounting, and control technologies. And lastly, we have a new activity called the Innovative Nuclear Material, INM. So then I will cover some US program and the international collaborations. So this will show you where R&D work was conducted in the US institutions. And then lastly, I will go over our 2023 CINR topics under our NE43 related topical scopes and specific topical areas. So next slide, please. Here is our overall NE organization structure. I highlight in two red boxes are the NE4 organization we are talking about, and we are under NE4. And next, please. Oh yeah, here. Okay, so our Deputy Assistant Secretary is Andy Griffiths. You can see that NE4, and NE43 is the Office of Material and Chemical Technology under that program there. So next slide, please. Okay, here's staff within Office of Material and Chemical Technology. My name is Stephen Cohn here. I'm the Office Director. I'm also the Acting Program Manager for aqueous separation, hybrid research demonstration. And we have Susan Lasica. She's a material engineer. She helped coordinate the NE material R&D program, and also within the NE as well as DOE inter-office coordination. Sue also represents. Is the noise from me or from the background?
Let me check on that, Stephen, and see if there's someone that I need to mute here. Okay, go ahead,
good.
please.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
Okay, all right, no problem. And Sue also represents the Office of Nuclear Energy in a lot of this interagency coordination efforts. So Sue is our guru in material science here. And the next one is Kimberly Gray. She's the general engineer. She oversees all ops gas and waste form development. And the next one is Hansel Selekler. She's a nuclear engineer. She helps manage EBR2 acceleration and material protection, accounting, and control technology, the impact campaign. And lastly, we have Dr. Jim Willett. He's an engineer, nuclear engineer. Jim is not a stranger to the molten salt chemistry community. He has 30 years experience at Argonne National Lab. She just recently joined DOE, become a FAT in our program, NE43. So next slide, please. All right, here's our program stewardship within nuclear NE43. So the first one is material recovery and waste form development. So this program to develop the advanced fuel recycling technology. Our goal is to improve resource utilization, reduce waste generation, and limit the proliferation risk. So within this program, there are three focus areas we're going to cover under NEOP solicitation. The first one is aqueous technology. The second one is molten salt technology. And third one is the off-gas and the waste form technology. This is under the materials. So we want to develop advanced materials for off-gas capture and advanced material for waste form. So our research priority are informed and guided by workshop reports. So I list the two workshop reports down here. The first one is technology and applied R&D needs for molten salt chemistry. This was co-chaired by David Williams and Philip Britt in 2017. So you can find the report or download the report from the link I provide below. And the second one is innovative separation R&D needs for advanced fuel cycles. So this was conducted last year, organized by Bruce Moyer and Greg LaMatta. So you can find, again, using the link I provide here to get more information of those priority research area identified within those reports. Besides these two reports, we also use NAS, National Academy of Science report, and other DOE report to help us to inform our research priorities there. All right, next slide, please. Here, the second topic within our program stewardship is material protection, accounting, and control technology impact campaign. So in this area, we seek to have innovative safeguard and material control and accounting technology tools and integrated methods for fuel cycles. There's a counterpart in reactor side in this area. So Tencel will talk about this topic on Thursday, I believe. So the third area is innovative nuclear materials. So we focus on longer-term new core and cladding material discovery and aging testing. So this a kind of not serve the current reactor needs or the current generation needs. We are looking for 10, 20 years down the road. What's the next coming to the play? So we are looking for next generation in-core cladding materials. So next slide, please. Okay, this tells you where our investment locate. So here's the 8 national laboratory. Next, please. Yeah, here's all our university as well as national labs. So we have about 8 national laboratory and about 30-some universities in the past couple years. We spend our investments here, most in the U.S. institutions here. So next slide, please. Yeah, here tells us our international partners. Please note we do not support any of this international collaboration using any extra money. We just leverage our existing program to work with like-minded democracies in the world, trying to advance our technology here. Those including UK, in this case, the base, and UK NNL, and Japanese, and like JEA, KERI, and the French CEA, and Korean, so KERI, Korea Atomic Energy Research Institute. So just give you a flavor of what we are doing in the office of NE43. So next slide, please. Okay, next, go next. Yeah, go continue to the old stuff. Probably I should put them. Just go next. Hey, that's good. Thank you. All right. So this tells you our NE43 solicitation areas. So I inform you we have 3 areas under material recovery and waste form. They are listed in the green green colors here. So the first one is aqueous separation, and then we support chemicals R&D in chemical speciation, complexation, radiation, and process control chemistry. Our goal is to predict and improve the X-type separation efficiencies. And the second item is the molten salt chemistry and pyroprocessing. So we're trying to better understand salt chemistry R&D and to enable a tailoring and optimizing salt properties. And then the third one is off-gas and waste form for material discoveries. So the fourth one is impact. So the last one is nuclear material, innovative nuclear materials. So we just covered already. So the next slide. I think this is my last slide. I hope I didn't run over time. So here, the specific topical areas. So I will be talking about aqueous separation chemistry tomorrow. And on Thursday, we have advanced reactor core and structure materials. So Leska will give that talk. And then also Kimberly Gray will cover material for fuel cycle applications under MM4. And then Tencel will cover LS3 with her counterpart Savannah on Thursday for advanced reactor and fuel cycle facility material accounting, control, and physical protection. And lastly, Jim Willard will cover molten salt separation and solution chemistry tomorrow. All right, I think that's all for my presentation. And the next slide, I think I had that.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Thanks for presenting. Okay, next we'll go to Swebel Schupner, and she will talk about the Office of Nuclear Energy Technologies.
So, good morning, everybody. My name is Swebel Schupner. I am the director for the Office of Nuclear Energy Technologies, and my office is responsible for the cross-cutting research under the Nuclear Energy Enabling Technologies program and the University and Competitive Research. So I will provide a brief overview on the R&D programs under my office to highlight the type of research that's being conducted. You will get more details under the different work scope areas on what work we are currently doing or have done to provide information that may help avoid duplication. And I see you move to the slide. So this slide shows how the programs are organized under two teams. We have the enabling technology team that conducts R&D in innovative and cross-cutting technologies in support of nuclear energy technology development, and the University and Competitive Research team that provides competitive opportunities in support of universities and industry. So I will cover the R&D programs in the next couple of slides, but I'd like to highlight the programs under the University and Competitive team here. So looking at the right side, the Nuclear Energy University Program, NEUP, which is leading the Consolidated Innovative Nuclear Research efforts this week, and you will get more overview presentation today to highlight the activities in our plans for 23. The next is the research reactor infrastructure that provides fresh fuel and removal of used fuel to 25 U.S. university research reactors that are located in 24 universities. And the other program we have is the University Nuclear Energy Leadership Program, which is the former Integrated University Program, IUP, that provides undergraduate scholarships and graduate fellowships to students pursuing nuclear energy relevant careers. Now under the industry support, we have the Industry Funding Opportunity Announcement, which is titled U.S. Industry Opportunities for Advanced Nuclear Technology Development, and that provides an opportunity to industry for competitive, cost-shared technical partnerships to accelerate the deployment of advanced nuclear energy technologies. The next one is the Gateway for Accelerated Innovation in Nuclear, GAIN, that provides access to the technical, regulatory, and financial support necessary to move advanced nuclear reactor designs towards commercialization, and manage the any GAIN vouchers, which provide competitive support to accelerate commercialization of innovative nuclear energy technologies. The third one is the SBIR STTR NE program that manages the NE funding and R&D topics under the DOE-wide funding opportunity for small business research managed by the Office of Science. And NE also participates in the Technology Commercialization Fund program led by the Office of Technology Transitions that funds competitive awards to national laboratories to help bring promising technologies to commercialization. Next slide, please. Okay, the Nuclear Energy Advanced Modeling Simulation Program, NEAMS, develops and deploys a set of predictive modeling and simulation tools to support and in some cases enable improved operation of the current fleet and the development and deployment of advanced reactors. NEAMS supports the highest priority modeling simulation capabilities to meet industry and Nuclear Regulatory Commission needs to speed commercial deployment of advanced reactors. NEAMS is a multi-lab effort that aims to develop and deploy predictive computer methods for the analysis and design of light water reactors and non-light water reactors. It is important to highlight that the NEAMS tools are for others to use. Therefore, close coordination with industry and NE's R&D program is vital. The graph here shows all the NIMS codes that are being developed to support multi-scale fuel performance and structural materials degradation modeling, reactor physics, multi-scale thermal fluids, multi-physics, and workflow management. NIMS work is informed by experimental capabilities and data to best support reactor deployment and operation. In summary, NIMS goal is for stakeholders to use these codes to support their needs. Next slide, please. The Advanced Materials and Manufacturing Technologies is providing an integrated approach to support the development of advanced materials, advanced manufacturing methods, and environmental effects studies in support of nuclear reactor technologies. AMMT research is organized under the 3 areas listed on the left: development, qualification, and demonstration, to focus on the development and qualification of advanced materials and manufacturing technologies for nuclear reactor environments in an expedient and efficient manner focused on demonstration. The second, capabilities development and transformative research, to focus on capabilities needed to support the material development through improved techniques and technologies such as modeling simulation, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. And collaborative research and development, to focus the research to support the nuclear energy community needs with a broad set of options. In summary, AMMT research aligns materials design, modeling simulation, manufacture, and R&D efforts towards focused, goal-driven processes and products whose end uses can be adapted to market conditions. This will be accomplished through the implementation of domestic, economically viable technology developed in coordination with the stakeholders. Next slide, please. Advanced Sensors and Instrumentation is developing advanced sensors, instrumentation, and controls for monitoring and controlling existing and advanced reactors. ASI focuses on the development, testing, and commercialization of reliable, cost-effective, real-time, accurate, and high-resolution measurement of the performance of existing and advanced reactor cores and plant systems. The research is organized in 5 areas shown in this graph. First area, communication, focus on resilient and real-time transmission of data to support monitoring and analytics. Second, big data, machine learning, and artificial intelligence, focus on technology for semi-autonomous operation and maintenance by design. Third area, advanced control system, focuses on increasing plant performance through near real-time controls. Fourth area, material science, focuses on innovative sensors, materials, and manufacturing for harsh environments. And fifth area, detector performance modeling, supports predictive capabilities and integration in digital twins. In summary, the ASI program focuses primarily on activities to improve the performance of sensors and instrumentations, for example, durability, reliability, harsh environment tolerance, enabling its wide adoption for future applications in nuclear reactors and fuel cycle development. Next slide, please. Nuclear Cybersecurity Research Program focuses on cyber technologies and techniques for nuclear-specific applications. It focuses on addressing the cyber needs of a nuclear plant as part of the design and development to support efficiency and performance. This is not a security program, but coordinates with other cybersecurity programs to leverage technology that can be utilized for nuclear applications. The key R&D products listed in the slide summarize the nuclear cybersecurity support provided from design through deployment to address any potential cybersecurity threats to nuclear power infrastructures in a more efficient and effective way. Next slide, please. The Nuclear Science User Facility Program provides universities, industry, and national laboratory access at no cost to the researcher to world-class nuclear research facilities, technical expertise from experienced scientists and engineers, and assistance with experiment design, assembly, safety analysis, and examination to characterize the behavior of fuels and materials in a nuclear reactor environment. NSUF offers access to neutron, ion, and gamma irradiation, hot cells and shielded cells, low activity laboratories, beamlines, and high performance computers, and 19 partner institutions around the country and 1 international affiliate, as listed on this slide. Every year, NSUF competitively solicits and awards facility access through open competitive proposal process through the CINR and through the rapid turn-around experiments. You will get to hear more about the NSUF program today and the work scope areas. Next slide, please. Okay, so this concludes my overview presentation. More information of any of the programs presented is available at the NE website under the initiatives under the Enabling Technologies tab. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Swebel. Next, we're going to hear from Allison Hahn from the Office of Nuclear Reactor Deployment. Go ahead, Allison.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you just fine. Thank you.
Fantastic. Good day, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Allison Hahn, Director for the Nuclear Reactor Deployment Office. Let's go to the next slide, please. So you just heard from Swebel, and she covered that kind of left side of the column. And I'm going to focus more on the right side now. The Office of Nuclear Reactor Deployment is broken into 2 teams. We've got the Reactor Optimization and Modernization team. They support research to enhance the economic competitiveness and then also diversify electrical and non-electric products in both the existing fleet and advanced reactors. And then the second team we have is the Advanced Reactor Development team, and they are focused on advanced reactor R&D and the tools and technologies necessary to support their timely demonstration. Next slide, please. So the first program, the Light Water Reactor Sustainability Program, was created to demonstrate the technical basis for materials reliability. But with the growing number of subsequent license renewal submittals and many of the material and technical questions associated with operating out to 80 years resolved, the word sustainability has since transitioned to address their most immediate need, which is ensuring their economic viability. So the program has 5 pathways, and you can see them listed here. The plant modernization pathway is working to significantly reduce the technical, financial, and regulatory risk of I&C modernization, and then also modernize the business model of the nuclear industry by applying an integrated operations approach. The flexible plant operation and generation pathway evaluates and demonstrates those integrated energy systems that competitively produce electricity and non-electrical products to optimize revenue generation with clean energy. Next, so a primary focus of the risk-informed systems analysis R&D is developing advanced monitoring and data analysis technologies to better manage plant assets. These technologies are essential to support activities like, for instance, predictive maintenance strategies. The materials research goal is to understand and predict long-term environmental degradation behavior of materials in nuclear power plants, kind of our bread and butter over here, including detecting, characterizing, and mitigating aging degradation. And then lastly, the physical security R&D pathway is improving the efficiency of the physical security posture of the existing fleet. Program staff are working with utilities to deploy advanced security technologies like remote operated weapon systems and deliberate motion algorithms to reduce nuisance alarms. Subtopics RDO2, LS1, and NM1 will be presented tomorrow, which are focused on activities that improve the economic competitiveness of the existing and advanced reactors, enhance PRA tools and other innovative risk assessment methodologies, and understand and predict environmentally assisted fatigue of LWR core and structural materials. Next slide, please. Currently, the existing fleet of nuclear reactors were deployed, of course, to specifically produce and provide electricity to the grid. In the very near term, we are rethinking how we use our current generators to do more than just put electrons on the grid, though. And in the longer term, systems are being designed, specifically both small and large, to use heat, electricity, and radiation to drive many other processes. These future energy systems will need to be highly flexible and responsive. Integrated energy systems will couple nuclear, variable renewable energy sources, and fossil energy sources to produce electrical and non-electrical energy products like heat to make hydrogen or ammonia. The benefits of such systems include, of course, a more secure, resilient, and sustainable energy infrastructure, resource efficiency, national economic stability, and international competitiveness. Through the Integrated Energy Systems Program, we're working to provide technical and economic assessments, enable front-end engineering and design, demonstration, and deployment, develop probabilistic risk assessment and possible license approaches, and enhance stakeholder engagement. Subtopics RDO3 and LS2 will be presented tomorrow, which are focused on activities along these lines to develop reference designs for nuclear integrated industrial systems and to evaluate the safety implications of utilizing heat from both existing nuclear power plants and future advanced reactors for industrial applications. Next slide. The Advanced Reactor Safeguards program is working to address near-term challenges that advanced reactor vendors face in meeting our U.S. domestic material control and accounting and physical security protection system requirements. Some specific focus areas for the ARS program include physical security. We're evaluating a combination of new technologies and approaches to physical security, seeking to reduce those upfront costs and operational costs to help improve the economics. The pebble bed reactor MCNA approach, this is based around 3 item control areas: the fresh pebble storage, the reactor and pebble handling system, and then the spent pebble storage. For microreactors, we're working to develop a domestic licensing framework for microreactors as a function of design options. Physical protection is the more challenging area since a number of microreactor designs are seeking to develop efficient physical protection with limited on-site protection. And then MCNA is really relatively straightforward since most of these designs either use solid fuel assemblies or sealed cores that will really be tracked as a unit. For the liquid-fueled reactor, an MCNA approach is being developed based on staff-level NRC discussions. More work is needed to understand how inventories and radiation levels will vary with time. And then those last 2 columns there, we have international considerations and vendor engagements. So subtopic LS3 will be presented tomorrow, which is focused on approaches to develop or expand MCNA and/or physical protection systems for advanced reactors. Next slide, please. So NE has long recognized the potential benefits of advanced SMR technologies, including the safety, costs, siting flexibility, resilience, carbon-free power, and economic and job growth. So we are supporting 2 private-public partnerships to deploy an LWR SMR. The first project is with NuScale, which will complete the standard licensing activities for their NuScale power module and establish supply chain readiness. The second project is with the Carbon-Free Power Project, which will actually enable the demonstration of a 6-module NuScale plant on the Idaho National Laboratory site by 2029. This project includes all required activities to achieve commercial operation of an NRC licensed first-of-a-kind NuScale SMR plant, which is very exciting. Next slide, please. The mission of the Advanced Reactor Technologies program is to support the development and commercialization of innovative non-light water reactor concepts by working with external stakeholders such as national labs, universities, industry, other federal agencies like NRC and DoD, as well as some international entities. Within this program, there are 4 research campaigns. So first, we have the Fast Reactor campaign, which is focused on the development of technologies using liquid metal coolants and operating in the fast spectrum. The primary focus of the Fast Reactor research campaign include de-risking and demonstrating fast reactor components and technologies, providing validated codes and experimental databases to support licensing, and code qualifying advanced structural materials to reduce costs and increase safety margins. Next, we have the gas reactor campaign, which supports the development and deployment of high temperature gas reactors. The concepts under development in the US today use helium gas as the coolant. These reactors operate at very high temperatures in the 750 C range. And because of that, they are able to efficiently support a number of industrial applications that require those high temperatures. This campaign is focused on alloy qualification and scaled experiments to support design and licensing. Then we have the molten salt reactor research campaign. This campaign provides support for the two variants of the molten salt reactor, one which has the fuel dissolved in the molten salt coolant, and then one which uses the solid Triso fuel form. The MSR research campaign is focused on investigating fundamental salt properties, materials, models, and fuels to support these reactors. Finally, we have the microreactor research program, and microreactors are a cross-cutting category of very small reactors that can use any of the coolants under development by NE. Because of their small size and other features, they are uniquely able to service those non-traditional energy markets, such as off-grid communities, remote locations, military bases, and disaster relief missions. This program is focused on non-nuclear system testing, supporting commercial demonstrations and end-user applications, as well as maturation of innovative components and semi-autonomous operation. We're also actually working to establish the Microreactor Applications Research, Validation, and Evaluation, or the MARVEL reactor, which is a lot easier to say, at the Idaho National Lab. MARVEL will serve as a unique nuclear test platform to demonstrate microreactor operations and those end-use applications. Operation of MARVEL will result in lessons learned for commercial developers and will also create momentum, champion rapid technology maturation, and engage microreactor end user companies directly. We are currently planning for MARVEL to be in operation at INL in 24. Topic Area 1 and IRP 1 will be presented tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, include a number of subtopics related to advanced reactor development and optimization. Next slide, please. So Triso fuel is a robust fuel form that has demonstrated excellent safety performance for high temperature nuclear energy applications. Because of this, numerous US companies are pursuing the use of Triso fuel in their advanced high temperature reactor concepts. Triso fueled reactors are also often use nuclear grade graphite as a moderator and fuel matrix. And so graphite development must occur in parallel with the development of the Triso fuel itself. So since 2004, the Office of Nuclear Energy has been supporting the Triso fuel qualification program. The program included a number of irradiation experiments followed by PIE to generate the data needed to enable US advanced reactor developers to license reactors that use Triso fuel for operation. The Triso fuel qualification program also developed fabrication techniques for Triso fuel, which is helping to establish a domestic commercial Triso fuel fabrication capability. The graphite qualification program similarly includes a number of irradiation experiments, characterization, and PIE of existing nuclear grades of graphite. The graphite qualification program aims to qualify nuclear grade graphite and establish design rules for use in high temperature gas reactor cores. And so here subtopic FL2 will be presented tomorrow and is focused on activities that enable the goal of licensing and operating nuclear reactors that utilize Triso fuel. Next slide. Through our advanced reactor, it's hard to see, through our Advanced Reactor Regulatory Development Program, the Office of Nuclear Energy coordinates closely with the NRC and industry to address and resolve key regulatory framework issues that directly impact advanced reactor demonstration and deployment. So a key part of this program has been supporting an industry-led project to develop proposed guidance for an NRC license application through the Technology Inclusive Content of Applications Project, or TCAP. The cost-shared project builds on the outcomes of the NRC-endorsed Licensing Modernization Project, or the LMP project's risk-informed and performance-based approach, and proposes a structure to really right-size license application content through guidance that is flexible, clear, and appropriate for industry applicants planning to use that approach. So this program also supports targeted R&D to reduce the technical and regulatory risks by providing the bases for the establishment of licensing technical requirements. Work in this area generally addresses topics that are beyond private sector capabilities or that can be significantly accelerated using national laboratory resources. Subtopic LS4 will be presented on Wednesday and is seeking proposals that address technology-specific gaps in licensing technical requirements for advanced reactors and reduce the regulatory risks associated with those designs. Next slide, please. The National Reactor Innovation Center, or Enric, led by Idaho National Lab, is providing a range of capabilities to support nuclear technology demonstrations, including the establishment of demonstration test beds. So these test beds will provide the infrastructure where developers can demonstrate and test their technologies, such as a fueled test reactor, and obtain the data that they need to support their designs and licensing applications. The demonstration and operation of microreactor experiments, or DOME testbed, will support demonstration of microreactor technologies and is expected to be ready for the first planned test in 2024. We're also supporting establishment of a second testbed, which will be capable of siting experiments that use HEU or plutonium, and we expect this second testbed to be ready for the first test in 2026. And then also earlier this year, Enric initiated the Advanced Construction Technologies Initiative, which is aiming to reduce cost overruns and schedule slippages that have plagued the construction of nuclear power plant projects. Enric, in collaboration with industry partners, will develop advanced nuclear plant construction technologies that can drive down costs and speed up the pace of advanced nuclear deployment. There are a number of subtopics in this area which would be supportive of the Enric mission, including IRP1 and all subtopics within topic area 1. Next slide, please. Thank you. So that wraps up our directed R&D programs, but we also support a number of other private-public partnerships. In December of 2020, we announced the selection of 5 projects to be funded through the ARDP risk reduction pathway. So these projects are aimed at reducing the risk and technical uncertainty for a broad range of advanced reactor designs. The first project is led by Kairos Power and will support the design, construction, and operation of the Hermes test reactor, which is based on the fluoride high temperature reactor technology. This test reactor is planned to be NRC licensed and will be sited at the East Tennessee Technology Park in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. We then have the 2 microreactor projects led by Westinghouse and BWXT. Westinghouse's design is a heat pipe cooled design, while the BWXT Banner reactor will be a high temperature gas cooled microreactor. Then we have Holtec, which will support early stage design and licensing activities to accelerate development of a light water cooled SMR. And so this project is actually the only light water design supported through the Advanced Reactor Demonstration Program. And then finally, we have a project led by Southern Company to design, construct and build a molten chloride reactor experiment, or McCRE. McCRE will be sited at the Idaho National Lab and will not be NRC licensed, but will be authorized by DOE. Next slide, please. And then last slide, I promise. This is the Advanced Reactor Concepts 20 or ARC 20 awards. They support innovative advanced reactor designs that could potentially have a significant impact on future energy markets about in the mid-2030s or later. In December 2020, again, we announced the selection of 3 projects to be supported through this program. The first award is to the Advanced Reactor Concepts Clean Energy LLC, which supports the conceptual design of a sodium-cooled fast reactor design. The second award to General Atomics supports the development of a conceptual design for their gas fast reactor concept and will enable research to verify metrics in fuel, safety, and operational performance. And finally, the third award to MIT is maturing the design of their modular gas-cooled reactor concept from the pre-conceptual to conceptual stage. And I just want to point out that 3 of these projects propose to use the Triso fuel in their reactors, which is covered under FL2. Most of the awards also include engagement with NRC, which would be relevant to topic area 6. And for all 3 of these awards, DOE is providing 80% cost share, with the industry teams providing 20%. And then next slide, please. I think that is it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Allison. Now we're going to move on to the presentation from the Office of Spent Fuel and Waste Science and Technology by John Orchard.
Okay, my name is John Orchard. I'm doing the presentation for Bill Boyle, who's the Office Director for NED2. Spent Fuel and Science and Technology program. We can go to the next slide if you like. Okay, as our country continues to deploy nuclear energy as a solution for decarbonization, increasing access to energy, and tackling climate change, we need to make progress on the back end of the fuel cycle, which is us. The U.S. Department of Energy Office of Spent Fuel and Waste Disposition is responsible for managing the nation's spent fuel and high-level radioactive waste, including finding sites to store and dispose of the spent nuclear fuel. To focus on this challenge, the Office of Spent Fuel and Waste Disposition has established two offices. The Office of Integrated Waste Management, which is the applied side that focuses on the design and siting of consolidated interim storage and preparing for transportation to the interim storage. Yes, and the Office of Spent Waste Science and Technology, which focuses on the R&D side. That's us. The mission for the Office of Spent Fuel and Waste Science and Technology is to provide a sound technical basis for the safety and security of long-term storage, transportation, and disposal of spent nuclear fuel and high-level radioactive waste from commercial nuclear power plants. Next slide, please. As I said, we got two divisions, and the disposal research, the mission of the disposal division is to provide a sound technical basis for assurance that the U.S. has multiple viable disposal options for mine deep geologic repository available when the national policy is ready. We also identify and research generic sources of uncertainty that challenge the viability of the various disposal concepts. We like to increase the confidence in the robustness of the geologic disposal concepts to reduce the impact of site-specific complexity. We're looking at generic sites, and we want to reduce the impact on when we do select the site-specific disposal site. And we develop the science and engineering tools required to address the needs above. Next slide. The other mission, our storage and transportation mission, is to develop the technical basis to demonstrate spent fuel integrity for extended storage periods, to supply fuel retrievability and transportation to support fuel retrievability and transportation after extended storage, and for the transportation of high burn-up fuel. That's our mission. We have two topics that we'll present tomorrow afternoon. That's my presentation.
Thank you very much, John. Let's look and see if we have any questions. At this time, we do not have any questions for this session. And so at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we will start the next session on the Consolidated Innovative Nuclear Research FOA overview.